Students, today we have to speak on the colonial ideology. We studied about the formation of colonies by the Europeans with the beginning of the 17th century, and this class mainly studied about the ideology of colonialism. We all are aware that for the survival of any system or institution, an ideological background is very essential. For example, in India, that is a democratic country, large number of political parties are functioning. Each political party that have an ideological background. So likewise, when the British established their colony in India, they wanted ideological support to justify the rule in India. Actually, British conquered India for getting money and material, for the collection of land revenue, extracting the wealth of our country. That is the motive behind the colonialism. But they wanted a very sweet, convincing ideology. Sweet, convincing ideology to justify the rule in India. And in this ideology was provided by various school of thought in Britain, at the same time intellectuals, colonial intellectuals, and various intellectual streams provided ideological support. The British rule of law, all citizens are equal before law. That rule of law speak. Rule of law tells us that British people are civilized people. British people are civilized people. The British argument is that, or British vision is that, or British civil society, that is a civilized society. Civil society means civilized society, according to British, and all others are uncivilized. First, you think about the name of the country, the Great Britain. Though British is a very tiny island, a very small island, they use the term Great Britain. There are some of the countries geographically by area very larger than Britain. USA, Canada, India are larger than Britain, thrice or more larger than Britain, but does not have the term the Great. Ireland, Scotland, England and Wales together known as Great Britain. So Great Britain, that is a trademark, or that is a symbol of the British. And an event that was happened in 1739, it was that year the British Admiral Vernon, who had tremendous victory over West Indies Islands. When the Admiral Vernon conquered West Indies in 1739, a song that was sung in Britain, God save the King, God save the King, God save the King. So, their identity is concerned with the gods, their identity is concerned with the emperor. So, in this way, British treated themselves as the civilized people of the world, most civilized people of the world. Their ideology that was highly influenced by the 18th century Enlightenment movement. You are very familiar with the Enlightenment movement that is speaking of rationality, that is speaking of democracy, that is speaking of scientific temper or something. So this idea that was influenced by the Enlightenment Christian worldview. And this Enlightenment view created a binary or a dichotomy to differentiate the people of Asia and the West. Binary, that means you and me. black and white, scientific and unscientific, rational and irrational. In this way, binaries were created to differentiate the people of East and West. Indian people are black, British people are white. Indian people are irrational, British people are rational. Indian people are unscientific, British people are scientific. So, in this way, binaries were created. They also used the two important terms childlike and childish. Childlike and childish to differentiate the people of Asia and West. Asian people are childlike. That means crying, crying every time for getting something. They are very lazy and crying every time. They are very jealous. They are superstitious and they are always crying for getting benefit from the state. Childish people. But childlike people means the people who fought or who are fighting for the mother country and receive immature deaths in unknown worlds. So British people are childlike people who are fighting for the victory of their mother country and receiving immature death in all parts of the world. So Asian people are childish people crying for getting some benefits. And why the British were superior people? Why the British were superior people? Because they developed the idea of individualism. All individuals are free. Liberty, equality, and fraternity. That are some of the other ideologies. Indian individuals are connected with the Rajas. Indian individuals are connected, bonded with the Janmis. But British individuals are free. That is why they are superior. The British have mastery over technology and science. They introduced the railway, they introduced telegraph, they introduced medicine for some of the diseases. So, in this way, they are superior and they introduced the Aryan race theory. You are very familiar with Aryan race theory, that means Aryans are the superior people of the world. Aryans are carrying pure blood. So Europeans considered themselves as Aryans and Indian people are the Dravidians, black Dravidians or brown Dravidians. Aryans are the Europeans are the white Aryans. Adolf Hitler, who later developed the Aryan theory and argued that Aryans are the pure race in the world and Germans are the Aryans. Only Germans are the Aryans. So this theory that was put forward by the Europeans, especially British, to show the supremacy and superiority over other part of the world. And they created differentiation on the basis of gender issue by telling the status or pointing the position of Indian women. The British make an argument that the Indian women that were in a helpless position, they were in a helpless position by pointing out the incident of Sati. They were the victim of a bloodthirst and superstitious faiths. But what was happening in Britain? The British women got the voting rights. They were elected to the British Parliament, enjoying freedom for public work or something. So in this way, gender issues also projected by British to differentiate the Indian people and the European people. And I want to familiarize one of the important names who played a very important role in the development of ideological background for colonial rule in India, whose name was Rudyard Kipling. He was an English poet and novelist, and he wrote a very famous novel that was read by you, that is Jungle Book. Jungle Book, in which hero Mowgli, who was brought up by the wolves in the jungle, and in this theory, Rudyard Kipling developed a theory of civilizing mission. Civilizing mission. Civilizing mission theory tells us that Asians, African, Latin Americans and like were the uncivilized and primitive people in the world. Uncivilized and primitive people in the world. And there is a mission, or there was a mission entrusted by God, a mission of Europeans. Mission of Europeans was to civilize the barbarous people who inhabit Asia and Africa. Civilizing the barbarians who are inhabiting the Asia and Africa. That is a mission carried out by the Europeans. And Kipling, who was a British citizen born in India, and he was the first Englishman to win the Nobel Prize for Literature, that is 1907. He wrote number of the books or novels, that including Kim, another one that is Jungle Book. And there is a criticism against Kipling is that he developed a theory concerned with the caste system, that is in quotes. The caste system theory of Rudyard Kipling argued that the people who occupying the high position in military and civil service, who were treated as the high caste people, officials, high officials were known as high caste peoples, and all others were untouchables. And based on this caste system theory, quote, his argument is that the natives of the colonies were inferior. Indian people were inferior, and Europeans were superior brothers. Indians were inferior and Europeans were the superior brothers. What is the mission of superior brothers? The mission of superior brothers to educate the young inferiors. Inferiors means Indians. Educate them, politicize them, improve them. So in this way, the mission of the superior brother means British, mission of the superior brother was that of educating and politicizing the inferior brother. So the name Rudyard Kipling that deserves special importance. His civilizing mission theory that provides an ideological support to the British. So this is the first part of our discussion.